Right. So welcome everyone to our very first Q&A sessions. So dito nyo makikilala yung mga flight attendant. Okay? Pwede kayo you can ask them questions. We will ask them questions also. And welcome everyone. Welcome to all our viewers right now watching this live stream, all right, over Flyhigh Media, over our YouTube channel, Flyhigh Media. All right. And this is our very first broadcast again, once again, and um, we're happy to have you all on board. Okay, so ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng Q&A? Kasi usually pag may flights, yung mga pag may flights, may tinatawag na Q&A portion. Ito yung part wherein flight attendants report to their pursers. Ay, parang sa briefing room yan eh. Yana, correct me if I'm wrong ah. Pero, di ba, bago kayo mag-flight, you're in the briefing room, and usually may questions and answer part yun wherein the pursers or the lead crew will ask their flight attendants questions to make sure na alam nila lahat ng safety procedures. Well, this is very normal in an airline. But this time, ang Q&A natin kakaiba because we will ask Yana questions and we will try to get to know her more. Right, Yana?
Yes, Sir Mon. Nakakamiss nga yung mga QA mornings, waking up at 12 a.m., wala pang masyadong sleep, 3
Uh,
a.m., then we have to do all the questions from our L1, and we have to be really prepared about it. Kasi if sometimes, feeling ko may nangyari na before na if hindi ka makasagot, you will not be allowed in flight. So that's really, frightening. So we really have to get prepared every night or the night before our flight. So,
correct. Eh, hindi mo ba na-miss yung Q&A?
namimiss ko siya actually, Sir Mond.
Miss mo yung Q&A? Sigurado ka?
Very studious kasi ako noon dati. Tapos, di ba, fresh, graduate ka sa flight training.
Yes.
Syempre, we have to prove ourselves that we can answer all the L1's questions.
Correct, correct. Oo. So this time, ready ka na ba sagutin yung mga tanong namin and the questions of all our viewers watching right now? Ready ka na ba?
Yes.
So una-una, it's time to introduce our guest. Okay, our guest flight attendant is no less than Yana Aduana. Alright? So just for your information, Yana is a flight attendant and she is also a contestant ng Miss Earth Philippines. So, tignan natin ha. Tignan natin si Yana. So, yun. Flight attendant. Yana, nakikita mo to?
Yes, Sir Mond.
Yes. So, yan si Yana in her FA uniform. Tapos, eto naman si Yana. Saan ka dito? Anong place to? Yung may waterfall sa likod?
Actually, Sir Mond, hindi ko makita now.
Ah,
Pero
ganun
I
ba?
am actually that you're showing a picture of me in puting bato.
Yeah, oh, yung may waterfall sa likod. Tama. Tapos may isang picture ka dito na, uy, ganda ng smile mo dito. Yan ang pang beauty queen talaga ng na itsura. Oo, so yeah, that's Yana for you guys. And ano tong ginagawa mo? You're in a white suit and then para may
Yes,
ginagawa ka. Ano ito? Are these your beauty products?
yes po. I was actually making a soap that time, cold
Uh,
processed soap for the skincare business. It's an all natural skincare. But I was doing that.
kaya pala, oh, parang talaga concentrated ka dito eh, no? Yun. Anyway,
One
Yana,
wrong.
yeah. Anyway, na-miss mo na ba yung paglipad kahit paano?
Yes, super sermon. Every night, I still, I really miss it. From the 12 a.m. flight, 3 a.m.
Ah,
flights that I sobrang nakakamiss. And all my kalipad, the captain, the first officer, the ground crew, everything about flying, I really miss it. And
Ah,
um, about those, recalling about those memories, they still make me cry at night.
parang ang sarap balik-balikan talaga, no?
Sobra, Sir Mon. You
So,
know, din yung dream ko ngayon eh.
anong pinaka nami-miss mo about flying?
All those things that made me tired, those things that made me sleepless before,
Ah,
those things are not things that I miss the most. Again, yung 3 a.m. flights, the
ah,
captain, the crew, the ground stop, all the
ah,
delicacies we try every time we land in a province,
ah,
the yung culture and the personalities of the passengers that I get to experience every day
ah,
in flight. Sobrang nakakamiss, Mon. And also the friends that I was able to gain during my flight.
tama.
Nakakatuwa po. Sarap
Ah,
balik-balik.
pero out of all these flights, anong pinaka naging most unforgettable flight mo?
Well, honestly, Sir Mon, I feel like I was already able to share it with the Flyhigh Manila blog.
Ah,
But
ah,
of willing to share it again verbally naman this time. It was this flight going to Dumaguete where I
ah,
was the art that time. Feeling ko, Sir Mon, na alala mo pa yun. Kasi parang it was an irate passenger. I was the R1 that time, and he was part of the premium economy, that irate passenger. And then I was
ah,
trained. I mean, I was entitled. Ako yung parang nilagay nila to carry the situation because I was the R1. So it was actually my responsibility. And then that irate pesky passenger was really demanding a vegan meal, or I think it's a vegetarian meal or it's a vegan meal that
ah,
he kanya in order prior to that flight. So we were
mm,
not able to come up with a solution to that. So parang wala kaming vegan meal that we can provide him, but I, I did my best
mm,
to comfort him and to control his emotions. And he was really very much humiliating me in the flight, and it
mm.
was really a long time. But at the commendation certificate that I had during that day, my L1 was able to see that I was able to transform the stressful situation into a
Ah,
positive. So really unforgettable. And when we landed that night at the crew lounge, I actually
mm.
cried.
You cried.
Opo, sobra. And my friends didn't know that it was about it.
Yeah.
Pero yun.
Pero gano'n naman talaga in flying, eh. I mean, you encounter different kinds of passengers. Meron yung mga sobrang bait, meron yung mga sobrang demanding, at meron yung mga pasaway, yung talagang ayaw makinig ng mga safety rules na dapat talagang pinakikinggan kayo when it comes to that. Because safety is
Yes,
always paramount in flying, di ba?
tama, Sir
Oo,
Mon.
syempre. So,
And
yun nga, minsan frustration I mean, kayo mga flight attendants, parang what will you do? This guy doesn't want to listen to me when it comes to safety stuff. Pero, I have to implement it kasi if not, baka buhay niya, buhay ng iba yung pwede madali dito, di ba?
tama, Sir Mon. Especially when they think na you're new.
Mm.
Because sometimes you can sense it kasi may passengers na, of course, they fly all the time.
Ah,
So sometimes new. So parang ginagawa nila is they take advantage of that new flight attendant. So they
ah,
won't listen to all the options of the new flight attendant. So it's really a hard thing to manage, but it takes a lot of guts and courage
yeah.
to be able to implement, has to be implemented
Mm.
dun sa mga situation.
Well, that's really part of flying naman talaga. I mean, that's part of your experience. And I'm sure you learn from this kasi right after the flight, post-flight briefing, isasabihin niyo yun sa L1 nyo or sa head CA nyo or sa purser, di ba? Sasabihin niyo yun. So, syempre, later on, they teach you how to deal with the same situation next time you encounter it, di ba? Pero when you fly, di ba, may mga dull moments in flying. Syempre, nung papatingin ka sa labas ng bintana ng aeroplano, di ba? I mean, do you? Do you look outside the window and, you know? Ngayon, when you
Always,
look, you look down, 'di ba? So when you look down the aircraft window and you see all the mountains, the waters, the trees, the land, ano yung pumapasok sa isip mo?
Sobrang dami, Sir Mind, actually. And one thing, all I can think about is parang how generous our God is. Parang to be able to give us something this beautiful, something this unique to our eyes. And I feel like whenever I look at the natural resources that we
Mhm.
have from the aircraft window, aircraft door, all I can think about how as people, as
Mhm.
Filipino people, we have to take care of the environment and preserve it as much as we can. And that is also one of the reasons as to what pushed me to join Miss Philippines Earth Day.
Ah,
Parang to encourage people to also care for the environment more, because sometimes not a lot of people realize the value of the environment
mhm.
kung hindi nila nakita. So through my eyes and through my
Mhm.
lenses, I feel like I want to be able to teach them parang how they can appreciate more of the environment.
Parang parang napa Q&A na tayo dito ng Binibining Pilipinas, ng MPE, sorry, ng Miss Philippines Earth. Wala pa tayo dun.
Um,
Airline Q&A pa tayo. Pero
you know,
ano,
ganun. Mm-mm.
yeah. Sige, you're about to say something?
Oh, no, actually, Sir Man, you can go ahead po.
Yeah, okay. So, yun nga, you mentioned that you're joining Miss Philippines Earth. Ngayon, I understand na may specific advocacy kayo lagi that you're each pushing. Like iba, about watersheds, yung iba, about yung deforestation. What is yours?
So my advocacy po is something that is very close to my heart,
Uh,
and not only me, but something that completely represents me also. And that is to encourage people to live a zero waste and a sustainable lifestyle through
uh,
encouraging them to create their own products at home. Because I have this knowledge, the skill, and I want to be able to make use of that. So I can also share that to people, like
uh,
how I do household products that they can also do, so they can reduce their plastic consumption, plastic packaging consumption from, the grocery, yung mga ganun na bagay. And I feel like it's really going to be helpful because, during the pandemic, it has been very much obvious how the environment, the economy also, and the health and wellness are truly interrelated together. And I feel like if I can get a lot of, if I can teach them how to do that and how to support those brands that also support that vision, then we are actually looking at the greener, a vision of a greener and a healthier place here on Earth. And I just can't wait to be able to share my knowledge and my skills to a lot more people.
grabe, pag Miss Philippines Earth na talaga to. Yana, we have
Ano?
our very first phone-in question. Not really phone-in, but someone here, one of the audience, is asking. Okay, this is Pukarang Yan. Ang question niya ay, how many months of customer service experience is required before she can apply or I can apply as a flight attendant?
Well, as a flight attendant po, wala siyang specific requirement as to how many months or how many years have you been doing customer service. I mean, one of the huge requirements that the airline companies need is to actually just be a graduate, especially in Philippine Airlines. In
Mm,
Philippine Airlines, have to be a college graduate to be able to, get in the
mhm,
the company. With regards to customer service, I feel like, when you have that inner courage within you to serve with a very high standard of customer service, then you are more than eligible to apply and to be able to get in the airline company. So you just have to believe in yourself that you can do customer service.
mhm,
And of course, it's also a good requirement. If you have practiced that, it's also an edge, but it's not
mhm.
really a requirement. It's an edge, but not a requirement.
Okay, so it's an edge but not a requirement. So I hope we are able to answer your question. All right. So kung may mga tanong kayo, pakilagay na lang sa comment section. Just put down your questions in the comment section, okay? So, yeah, now, okay, going back to Miss Philippines Earth and of course, flying. Okay. Siyempre, I mean, if you're gonna, since Manila-based ka and of course, you take off from NAIA, pag lipad ng aeroplano and you look down the window, you don't see anything but, steel and cement. If you're taking off from runway 0624, which is basically going eastward or going towards the Rizal area, talagang yung mga fort, pag nakita mo, talagang wala kang makikita kundi bakal at semento. If you're gonna take off from runway 24, yeah, 06 kanina eh. 24 naman ngayon, going towards Manila Bay, it's all steel and cement and then suddenly water, 'di ba? Is
Yes,
there
it
any
is.
hope for Metro Manila to at least be greener? Kasi wala na tayong nakikita kung hindi white, gray, and whatever color of cement people have.
Yeah, Sir Mud, it's actually a good observation from you na, you know, taking off from Manila and then landing to a certain province, it's really a huge difference. Sa Manila nga, it's true, puro cement, puro runway, mga ganong buildings. But when you land in a province or one example is Ozamis. Sobrang ganda sa Ozamis. And that is,
Mhm.
very close to my heart din yung Ozamis kasi super ganda. And totoo, super different niya. But I feel like, of course, there is always going to be hope for Manila to get greener. Because as long as we're breathing, there is hope. There will always be hope.
Mhm.
And we just have to do the things that we can within ourselves. All the simplest efforts that we can do can contribute into something very big and something very
Ah,
special for the end. Diba, Sir Mon, ever since elementary, we have been, the schools have been teaching us to follow the 5 R's: the rethink, reduce, reuse, recycle,
mhm.
respect. As normal people,
Mhm.
as ourselves, we can follow those so that
Ah,
in the we don't have to suffer any more irreversible consequences in the future. Kaya so you just have to believe in yourself. And like what I'll always saying as to people, you just have to believe in
mhm.
yourself. And I am
True. Always believe in yourself kasi diyan nagsisimula lahat ng I mean,
tama.
if you believe in yourself, kahit anong challenges ang tumating sa buhay mo, kaya mo yun eh, di ba? Kakayanin mo yun, syempre. Well, challenges are challenges. It's not smooth sailing. Pero, yun nga, like, in becoming a flight attendant, like what you went through when you were becoming a flight attendant, hindi naman madali, di ba? Ang dinaanan mo.
Tama, super sermon. Especially the training. Parang it's
Ah,
like a 4 years compiled in a 2-month training. Parang ganun po yung nangyari. So it really takes a lot of courage.
true. Nagulat ka ba sa training? Nung first day pala, parang, wow, ganito na pala. Ganito pala.
Sermon, totoo, super nakakagulat siya. And I didn't really expect nun sa na super hirap pala niya. Parang it's like, because I am also a registered medical technologist, so I
Ah,
really studied for boards. So parang feeling ko, I thought to myself, wow, this is actually a lot harder or can
mhm,
be just as hard studying for the boards. Parang,
true. No, I mean, pag may nakausap pa mga FA, talagang sasabi nila na, wow, training was blood, sweat, and tears, sleepless nights. Ano pa yung mga description nila? As in, you have to say goodbye to mga family occasions, di ba? Talagang
yes,
focus ka
you
kung
have
focus.
a master mind. Tapos you
Okay.
really have to time,
Oh, yeah.
study every day, every night.
Mhm. Okay. May comment dito. May question actually from Edsel de la Cruz. Hi po, childhood dream niyo po na mag-FA or like some of us na sa college na realize? Yon.
Ako po,
Yes.
ever since I was a child po, it has always been my dream to become a flight attendant.
Mm.
And I feel like share ko na din to with Flyhigh Manila blog post. But again, I am very much happy to share it with you again. And ever since I was a child, it has always been my dream. And but nung time kasi na yun, the high school time, my college best friend actually told me that maybe I should try to take up a science course because it fits me. Parang it's something that I can live up with, parang ganun.
Mhm.
But then I followed it. So I took a medical pre-med course, but it just that is just something na that childhood dream is still within me. So parang after few months or few years of training in the medical field, parang paulit-ulit pa rin bumabalik yung childhood dream ko na yon. So I just followed my dream. I applied. I attended the one day, what do you call that, sermon? Open day hiring of
Open day
Philippine Airlines
hiring. Yeah.
Express. Mm-mm. It was my first time to attend that, and luckily I got in. So masasabi ko lang is, um, do what makes your heart happy.
Okay. Now another question from Edsel also. Edsel de la Cruz. What made you realize po na mag-FA?
Hi, Edsel. Well, yun nga, it has always been my childhood dream. And looking up as a child, whenever we take flights, parang I always look up to those long-legged flight attendant, flight stewardess, what we call it, no, flight stewardess pa yung ano natin, kilala silang term
Uh,
before. Parang that really, it really amazed me. So
mm,
parang I told myself, I want to become that person. I want to become that kind of a person
mhm,
na everyone looks up to whenever they go to the airport,
mhm.
ganun. So I become one. So nag-try ako talaga na I really did my best and I applied sa open day hiring and ayun, nakapasok.
So dreams to come true talaga, no?
Sobra, Sir Mon.
So you know what? I just want to also remind everyone watching right now. It doesn't matter if you get it on the first shot or you face two rejections, five rejections, 10 rejections. You know what? We all have our journey. I mean, like Yana has her own journey in becoming a flight attendant. One of those we have featured, like La Army Bautista, she faced 21 rejections, but yet she became a flight attendant at the end of the day. So please, 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 to all our aspirants now watching, please do not compare your stories to others, nor don't even think na, ay, buti pa siya, FA na ako, hindi pa. No, please. It's not about who gets there first. It's all about getting there. So, like, then again, like Yana, she got it in one shot. It doesn't mean that you also have to get it in one shot. What needs to
Yes,
be
Sir.
done is to get there. Diba, Yana?
Tama, Sir Mon. And I feel like every one of us, parang may perfect timing tayo for everything. And we just have to be patient about it.
Yes.
Parang you just have to do your best every day and believe that one day it will happen to you. Because parang law of attraction lang, di ba?
Yeah.
Whatever you think will come to you. Parang we just have to do your best every day.
Correct. Everyone, we just have to take a 3 minute pause, but don't leave. The live will still continue. This will just be for 3 minutes. You'll just make some adjustments here on our system. All right. Please don't leave, or just hang in there. All right, we're back, everyone. Sorry for that. We just had to make some adjustments. Tingnan natin. Okay, we have another question here, Yana, from Caesar Mendoza. Okay.
Hello.
During training po ba, shoulder niyo po ba lahat ng gastos? Okay, Yana, though I know the answer, but I'll make it come from you already.
Opo. Hello, Cesar. Thanks for that question. Well, actually, sa training namin with Philippine Airlines Express, we're actually given a budget. Parang, what do you call this, sermon? Parang training allowance.
Training allowance, yeah.
Yeah, it's of 10,000. So it's up to us kung how we can manage it. Pero 10,000 is actually big na din for 2 months, ha?
Mhm.
Parang it can suffice yung shoes, cabin shoes. It can actually also suffice yung transportation allowance. So that is also something kesa wala, di ba?
Mhm. All right. So I hope that answered your question, Caesar. And Palermo Bevelin, sorry, hindi pa ako tatay. All right. Hindi pa ako tatay. May nag-reach sa akin ng Happy Father's Day eh. At ikaw at isa ka sa mga yon, Yana.
Tuesday sermon because you've been a really good dad to Fly High Manila. We all know it.
Ah,
Everyone loves you, sermon.
oh, well, sana. Well, syempre, love ko rin kayo lahat. That's why we're going all out for each and every one of you, kayo mga flight attendants lalo. And that's why we actually came up with a new Flying with You tagline. Diba? That's because for present flight attendants, we fly with you in good and in bad times. And for our future flight attendants, we are flying with you on your journey to become a flight attendant. Alright? So ako naman ulit magtatanong, Hayana.
Okay po.
Ngayon, if the airline recalls you back, let's say, okay na tong, everything's back to normal, and we don't know. I mean, we just have to consider each and everything that may happen. Hopefully, sana, I'm praying for it, na ma-recall kayo. Or let's say another airline offers you, di ba, to join them. Will you become a flight attendant again?
Sermon, it's an instant yes. Kasi
Instant,
nga, di ba,
yes.
you know, I've actually been waiting for that moment to come again. Parang I've been waiting for that moment
Uh,
na recallan ulit na for the companies, the aviation industry to re-employ their laid off employees because I feel like it's not only going to give out hope and happiness to us employees, but it is also going to mean that there is hope still in the aviation industry, that the aviation industry is yet again thriving and striving and improving. So I'm actually waiting for the moment na mag-recall tayo ulit.
sana,
Hopefully.
yeah. Sana. Actually, I also pray for it kasi, you know what, I was also greatly affected when, airlines were beginning to retrench and, they had no choice. I mean, it's all about survival na talaga, di ba? Sadly, karamihan ng na-retrench were those who we witnessed na mag-graduation and it was really so hard on us also, Yana, kasi I mean, one time you were seeing them going up the stage all happy kayo, all in your uniform, looking really, parang get mo, a dream come true. Tas biglang all this happened. But as I always tell you guys, you are flight attendants. You're trained to be resilient and we will all get by this. And I'm happy
Yes.
for you that you have your own business. So can you share us all about your business?
Well, Sir Mod, I actually just want to take this moment to properly thank you muna for all
Uh,
the things that you do as flight attendants. Parang I feel like hindi ko pa
it's gonna
ikaw
color.
thank you properly. So thank you, Sir Mod, for being with us during the pandemic as well. The post, yung post mo na about businesses, that's really a
Yes.
huge help. Super
Thank
huge
you.
help na. Thank you. I'm beyond honored and I just want to say thank you, Sir Mod. Yun lang. Thank you.
Thanks to and always thank you for your support, Solid. Anyway, sige nga, tell us all about your business. What's your business?
Apo. My skincare business, it's a skincare business which started way back 18 po. So before pandemic businesses, before nangyari yung mga pandemic businesses, meron na business nun. So way back 2018, it's an all-natural skincare business na
Mhm.
I personally formulate and mix, having a knowledge with the medical background, the chemical processes, all the things that I have learned from the medical course that I took. Parang I put it into something very useful, not only for me but for all the people around me and also the environment, since it's an all natural business.
Mhm.
And I started off with just I think 7 products, and
Mhm.
now I have 40 products that it's still
Wow.
ongoing.
Yeah.
Yes, and something that I am proud to say also is that we ship out plastic free.
Mhm.
Parang it's something that is very beneficial to the environment as well. So that is something that I want to encourage also a lot of businesses to adhere to. Parang it's about time na we become responsible as business owners to
Mhm.
care also for the environment.
Yana, actually talagang multifaceted kang nakikita ko sa'yo eh. Okay. Flight attendant na, entrepreneur pa, beauty queen pa. All in one package talaga to. Yet, I'm excited nga na, you bring home the bacon, you bring home the crown this MPE 2021. And I'm praying for it actually. Sobrang
Sir
magiging
Mon,
proud ako sa'yo.
oo nga Sir Mon, actually I see myself as the girl who is a little bit of many things. Parang ang dami kong path na gustong tahakin, and I really succeed in all of the paths that I want to take. So I'm really doing my best every day. Because, mediocrity is never just in my vocabulary.
Mhm.
Parang if I want to do something, I want my best at it. So parang ganun.
Okay. So we have another question from Caesar again, Caesar Mendoza. Can you tell us po kung ano ang nangyayari sa process during mass hiring? Hehe, thank you po. All right, you have the floor.
Hello. So sa mass hiring, it's just the same as open day hiring po, no, Sir Mon?
Yes.
So nung open day hiring ko, ang dami nun. Grabe, over 800 applicants yata.
Mhm.
And the call time is actually 7 a.m. But a lot of aspirants were able to get there by 4 a.m. pa yata. So, if you really want to, parang, if you really want the best shot of getting in, parang you have to be the first to get there. And I was lucky because I was the 71st applicant. So, parang, ano pa siya, una-una pa siya, diba? First batch
Mhm.
pa yon. So, parang, after the, there is a pre-screening where
Mhm.
we were up by tens, and then
Mhm.
Sir Nidas was there, all the Philippine Airlines, some of the Philippine Airlines Express seniors were there to screen us, and we were lined up in 10,
Mhm.
and then I was lucky to be chosen. I think I was the only one that got chosen in a line of 10. And parang there was this moment na we just had to say a spill. Parang it's the name, the school, and one thing that describes you.
Mhm.
So you have to be prepared about that as well.
Mhm.
And the one word that I mentioned that day is positive, because I'm really just a positive person,
Mhm.
and a lot of people do that. So yun yung napili ko na word. I really did not have any idea kung ano yung gagawin doon, because it's my first time, 'di ba?
Mhm.
To audition or screen for being a flight attendant. So
Mhm.
I instantly thought of a word that best describes me. So yun yung napili ko. And after the screening process of by tens,
Mhm.
we were to medical pre-screening. And then after the medical pre-screening, they if your eyes actually Pero yung site kasi, even if you're not 2020, you will
Mhm.
be given a chance to get in. Basta you have to undergo LASIK.
Okay.
Also happened to me then. Kasi by that time po, 500, I think 500, 450 yung grade ng eyes ko. And I was also wearing braces. So
Mhm.
for those aspirants who are asking if pwede mag-apply or mag-screen yung the people who have braces on, you can actually. But right after the training, you have to remove them. So the eyesight, the braces, they can still be improved, diba? So you
Mhm.
don't, you, parang hindi, wag ka sanang paghinaan ng loob, para don't
Mhm.
lose hope and discouraged just
Ah,
because you have sight or you have braces on. You just have to try.
ilang
And
in
then
ah,
right after, yes, go po.
sige, sige, go on, go on.
After the medical pre-screening, um, nag ano na yan, nag-interview ulit, then another interview. It's I think 5 interviews ata, Sir Mon, or 4 interviews
Mhm.
if I'm not
Pang ilan diyan yung impact interview?
impact interview. Oh, Sir Mon, it's a little bit hazy on my memory na, pero I think third ba?
Mm.
But actually there is a flight attendant group na the aspirants can join, na a
Mhm.
lot of blogs about the hiring process
Mhm.
is complete. So maybe I can just share it sa Facebook ko later.
Yeah, you can. We also have our group, Flyhigh Manila Flight Attendants Group, and alam ko it's on our website. People can just visit also www.flyhighmanila.com.ph.
Yes.
Pero ano yung pinaka out of all the interviews ang dinaanan mo, ano yung pinaka naging challenging? Was it API ba? Was it yung pre-screen or
Sir
impact?
Mod, actually, the hardest one was the EPI, the executive panel, di ba? Yun yung
Mhm.
last step.
Yes.
I actually did not do well that day. I was really nervous.
Mhm.
And there was a lot of slurring of speeches nung time na yon sa akin. Parang nabubulol ako because I was really overwhelmed. And I saw Sir Nidas there, and I'm a huge
Mhm.
fan also of this. Parang wala na akong masabi. Parang I just did my best. Parang after that interview, I was really not hoping the best for me.
Mhm.
But it turned out to pass. So there's really hope. You just have to really believe in yourself and be positive.
Okay. Maybe if we can give tips also to our aspirants, how they can name, kasi I, etong time na to, I'd consider it a break, a pause. Since yung aviation industry is still about to recover. And of course, hindi man kagad mag-hire yung mga airlines. So, aspirants right now can of course use this time to prepare themselves. So, kung ikaw tatanungin, Ate Yana, paano po kami pwede mag-prepare para maging FA? Ano ang magiging advice mo?
Um, Believe in yourself. Pati yung um, practice perfect, if not perfect, the best communication skills that you can achieve. Kasi yun talaga yung tinitingnan nila. You have to be just yourself and be able to communicate very well. You don't have to focus so much on your appearance
Mm.
because people from the airline companies, they look through you, not at you. So focus on what you have within you kasi yung sa physical appearance. Because physical appearances can still be improved.
Mhm.
Parang yun yung best na advice ko po talaga, Sir Mon.
Mhm. And also, always pray na rin, di ba?
Sir Mon. It's all
Always
about
pray.
prayer.
Yes, and work hard, work hard. I mean, you have to really work hard. Kumbaga, nasa taong ang gawa, nasa Diyos ang awa, di ba?
Amen, Sir Mon.
So anyway, Yana, it looks like, I don't know if people still have questions here. Mukhang nasagot rin natin yung May nagtanong dito, how much would it cost to buy an airplane? Well, an Airbus A320 would be 250 million dollars. I don't know. You can go check out airbus.com sa nagtatanong ng how much would it cost to buy an airplane. Oh.
Parang yun, sermon, no?
Or you can visit Sky Aero Trade. It's a shop here in the Philippines. They sell airplanes. And yeah, I'd
Yeah.
recommend if you want to check airplanes, how much it would cost. You can always check out Sky Aero Trade. You can find them on Facebook for the prices. Don't ask me, ask Sky Aero Trade. Eto, um, someone asked here, Noel Abella, ngayong mahina ang airline industry, ay ano po ang options mong pasukan? Okay, Yana. Anong
Oh,
mga options?
it's a good question po. Well, after po now I got retrenched, after I got laid off, I actually applied at a work from home setup as a
Mhm.
clinical review. Kasi I'm a registered medical technologist now, so I thought why not use my license to practice my profession again. And of course, I didn't forget about being a frontliner because during the pandemic as well, I was able um to help laboratories as a may term kami sermon
Mhm.
sa ganon. If parang you work for them for a day
Mhm.
just to help the laboratory for with regards to manpower, because during the pandemic the manpower is really medyo hectic, very
Mhm.
critical, very kasi nga yung situation sa hospital, di ba?
Mhm.
Everyone was afraid, ganon. But I did not forget about being a frontliner. I also relieved as a medical technologist. Pero yun, after I got retrenched, I applied for a job as a clinical reviewer. And up until now, I'm actually hired as a clinical reviewer. And my company is just really generous and very kind in allowing me to focus on Miss Philippines Earth now.
Mhm. Okay. Another question, Yana. How old are you na po?
Hello, 22 years
Ang
old.
bata pa pala nito. So, anong year ka pinanganak? 1999?
98.
98? Grabe,
Yeah.
98. Ano ako, I was second year college na noong 1998.
Grabe, Sir Mon, pero parang 1998 ka lang din pinanganak.
Naku naman. Alam mo, love na talaga kita, Yana, no? Ang lakas mo sa akin. Ano pa ba yung gusto mo?
And I'm just being honest, Sir Mon.
Yan,
Yes.
yan, grabe na to. Iba-ibang klase na to. Guys,
Every,
tapusin ko na yung stream, ha? May sasabihin lang ako kay Yana, ha?
sabi ko nga, Sir Mon, comment down. Everyone, comment down below if you agree with what I said.
Nako.
Let's wait for this month.
Tingnan natin ang masabi. Ay, may nag-greet ka kaya sa akin, Happy Father's Day. Ano kaya yun? Oink. Okay, eto. Another question from Caesar. Is Philippine Airlines Express does Philippine Airlines Express only fly domestic? And I also want to ask if the training in PAL and PAL Express are the same.
Um, okay po. Philippine Airlines Express is known to fly for domestic flights here in the Philippines, but as far as I know, we also have China flights and Korea flights once in a while.
Mhm.
So it's really domestic, pero it's more focused on domestic flights. And I actually have a funny story with regards to that. I mean, not a funny story, but a very encouraging story. Parang when I when I applied for Philippine Airlines Express, I really knew that it's a domestic flight.
Mhm.
And a lot of people have been asking me, are you really sure that you want to apply for that? It's different from Philippine Airlines International, Philippine Airlines Express. They really want to apply for PALEX and domestic flights only. And I really told them that, yes, I really want to just fly domestically and explore the beauty of the Philippines first
Mhm.
given before I try to apply for international, because
Mhm.
I feel like um we have a lot of beauty here in the Philippines that are still yet to get discovered. So I want to visit all the tourist spots here first in the
Mhm.
Philippines. And with regards to the training of Philippine Airlines Express and Philippine Airlines International, I don't really have an idea with regards to that. But I'm actually supposing that Philippine Airlines International actually has a more broad na training, because they have bigger aircrafts, and different aircrafts kasi have very different training. So every aircraft has an individual training that you have to pass before you
Mhm.
can get to fly the aircraft na yan. If Philippine Airlines International has plenty of aircrafts, Sermon, di ba?
Mhm. Yes, they have.
Para may
Uh,
mga Boeing.
yeah, they have a Boeing. They have the Boeing 777, and the rest are Airbus wide bodies and narrow bodies. Correct.
Yes. So,
And I think also mas extensive yung business class training nila kasi I mean um you're talking about a full service airline talaga na fly to the US and all.
tama, Sermon.
And
So, different talaga.
mm, but of course, always the same service level and always the same safety level. Kasi ang pinaka-important dyan is the safety aspect eh. I mean, you can be a low cost carrier, you can be a hybrid, you can be a full service carrier, but never hindi pwedeng matanggal or matanggalan ng standard ang safety aspect. Yan ang pinaka-important sa lahat talaga in the airline industry. 'Di
Yes,
ba,
actually,
Yana?
Sermon. Mm-mm.
Ako may tanong ako
Kasi,
sa Yana. Ah, okay. You're about to say something. Sige, go ahead.
no, it's sige. Maybe I can just share this kasi when people think of flight attendants training, they only think na we have to, focus on customer service.
Mhm.
But again, yung sinabi gan ni Sir Mon, we also very much focus on the safety and the security of
Mhm.
our passengers in flight and the
Mhm.
flight itself.
Yes. Yat Yana, share ko rin sa'yo ah. I was able myself to witness a flight attendant training. I was able to sit in sa mga classes. Okay? May na-witness na ako na natanggal. May na-witness na ako na muntik na lunod sa sa ditching. Not really lunod, pero nagkaroon ng cramp sa gitna ng ditching.
Apa.
May nakita rin ako na nakagamit na warningan dahil naka three lifelines. And I've seen how these trainees, how you really did study, like may drills kayo sa umaga tapos hapon dangerous goods exam, 'di ba? Ang
Yes.
hirap nun. Grabe yun. So talaga, I mean, with what Yana said, sobrang hirap ng training. Kasi yung recruitment process is ganun lang yung hirap ng recruitment process. Yung ganun lang yung recruitment process sa training. Iba ang training. Ibang klase.
Tama.
Ako, kita ko yung mga mukha ng mga trainees. At tsaka talagang goodbye lahat eh. Goodbye muna yung family occasions, talagang focus ka. As like what I said earlier, sobrang focus ka talaga doon. Yan na may question ako sa'yo.
Sige
How
pa,
long ka
Sir
na ba
Mon.
follower namin?
Anong sabi, Sir Mon?
Hindi, gaano katagal, since when have you been our followers sa Flyhigh Manila?
I will be very honest about it. Ever since naisipan ko na mag-apply, kayo
Talaga?
yung, yes, nung nag-open day hiring ako, I think
Uh,
it's around October ba or July. I'm not, I couldn't remember it very well.
uh,
Pero the moment ko na mag-apply, I really saw Fly. And we all know why. Kasi Fly High Manila is actually ranked top, it's part of the top 12 sermon, di ba?
with
From what
10.
I saw on your post.
10 na
Top
siya ngayon.
10. Diba? there's a practical reason why. Yun yung una kong nakita nung time na I was searching about flight attendant, open day hiring, and super helpful lang talaga ng Flyhigh Manila. I've been a follower ever since.
Alam mo yan, and dahil sinabi mo yan, may gift kami sa'yo, but baka mga next month pa. This one.
Oh, Sir Mon, I love. Gusto ko din yan kasi nakikita ko yan whenever you post it. I always just press the heart react to that.
Syempre, magkakaroon ka because, of course, you've been our follower since before. And I'm really happy and I'm really honored na, alam mo, nakatulong kami sa pagiging FA mo. At sana, in one of my future flights with you, na later on, hopefully, magka-recall lahat. Diba? And,
Opo.
ako maging pasahero mo. Makita kita
Yes.
na,
Yes. Sir Mon, maybe we can do a TikTok about it. Parang to recall the safety demo, no?
Oo nga, no? Sige, sige. Guys, Flyhigh Manila has a TikTok channel. Ay, wag. Bawal ata ako sabihin dito sa YouTube. Oh, no.
Oh my.
Sana hindi tanggalin. Sana biglang, sana hindi tanggalin kasi, oops. Okay. Just visit Flyhigh Manila, our Facebook page, para alam nyo what I'm talking about. Yan na lang. Okay.
Yes.
Another question. Do you know Cherry Nang? You know her?
Sherry,
Cherry Nang.
yes po, actually, parang nakalipad ko na po si Ma'am Cherry. Yeah, I remember Ma'am Cherry. She's really kind and very approachable. I learned a lot from her. And
Mm.
one, like going to Rojas, I'm not
Mhm.
practically sure. Pero whenever I fly to Rojas kasi I remember everything.
Mm.
Why?
Bakit kaya?
Pero,
Bakit kaya? You remember everything sa Rojas.
hmm,
Anyway, since we have 2 more minutes left, okay, just one more question from Edsel de la Cruz. If you have doubts during hiring, ano po yun?
siguro yung doubts ko that time kasi I had no practical idea about it. Parang yung loob ko nun, parang I just went there to try. I, I just built up my courage and my guts to attend that open day hiring. And luckily, I sat beside this applicant, aspirant na had been applying for all, parang how many times already, and she was able to share a lot of things to me before I entered the screening process of 10. So I'm just really grateful for her. So nabi ko sa kanya, I shared to her all the doubts, like my lipstick was actually pink when I arrived,
Uh,
and I didn't have idea. And then she told me, "Oh, you have to put on a red lipstick when you're applying for Philippine Airlines." And luckily, I brought a red lipstick with me that day. So you're going to be really lucky also when you get to sit beside an applicant also that is very generous and very kind in giving advices also. So you have to pray for that as well.
yeah. So, I think that's our last question for the night, Yana. So, before we go, say whatever you want to say. You have the floor.
Thank you so much, Sir Mon. First of all, of course, I want to thank you again for encouraging me and also for letting me be part of the first ever session of this QA. And it's really an honor. And to everyone, please, I hope you support me also in my journey as a Miss Philippines Earth delegate. And I am Ilyana Marie Aduana, and I am representing Sinaloa Laguna in this year's Miss Philippines Earth. And I hope you have the time also to download the ecosystem app where the voting of the Miss Philippine Earth segments are done. And it's actually this one, the app, the ecosystem. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's the ecosystem here. And you
Kita
can
naman.
see it. Yes. You can search it in the App Store or Google Play Store. Just type in ecosystem app, and feel free to also add me. All those aspirants who are watching this, feel free to add me and introduce yourself so I can um, talk talk to you and give you some more advices and tips on how you can get in. Feel free. I'm just here. You can call me Yana actually. I can help you with all the things that you need help from, the training, the open day hiring process. Just feel free. I will be very much happy to help you.
All right. So thank you so much, Yana, for being our guest on our very first Q&A portion here. Not really Q&A portion, but our Q&A episode here on Fly High Media. And you know what? We hope to all those followers, thank you for staying around. Please do. We hope that we get to see you again on our next episodes of Q&A here on Fly High Media. Please do not forget to visit our website if you want more information on becoming a flight attendant, if you want to know more about the flight attendant lifestyle, and if you want to get to know more about flight attendant, if you want to know more flight, if you want, I mean, if you want to get to know our flight attendants some more, you can visit them. You can visit our website at www.flyhighmanila.com.ph. Okay, you may check out our Facebook. It is Fly High Manila. It is Fly High Manila. Our Instagram is Fly High Manila. All right, and of course, always visit this YouTube channel, Fly High Media, which we will also have later on travel reviews, care of Air Traveler PH. All right, thank you everyone for watching and staying around. If you have anything, any other questions, just put it down in the comment section below. All right, please don't forget to subscribe to Fly High Media again, everyone. Goodbye, good evening, and have a blessed Sunday, everyone. Bye, everyone.
You. Bye bye. Happy Father's Day to all dads out there. Bye
Happy
bye.
Father's Day to all dads. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Sir Mond.